Uh, yeah, once we do a recap, I will explain you how we can actually host a website. We can host a website into what is called as Netlify. Yeah, this is a very simple hosting, you know, I mean, very simple and very straightforward, easy one, I should say. And it's also free. Yeah. So, okay, let me talk about what exactly we have learned so far. So, yesterday we have understood, yeah, I had earlier shared one very good article which is called Git Concepts, not Commands. Yeah, you see, commands are very easy to get it. Yeah, just now I think Reddy also shared you one cheat sheet where you can actually see the list of commands. Yeah, you can refer in your WhatsApp later. I can also ask Copilot, okay, give me commonly used Git commands. Yeah, it will give me all the list commands actually with along with the syntax also. This is also good. Yeah, you see, Git init, Git clone, Git status. We have used Git status, correct? I have used Git init also. We have done Git add also, Git commit minus M also, right? So you see all this commands you have used for sure. These are the basic commands. You don't even have to remember the syntax also, guys. That is why I I did explain kind of the internal how it exactly works. What is the meaning of a working directory? How we actually save it into a repo? What exactly is meaning of a repo in Git? Yeah. So in simple, a Git repo is nothing but a folder where tracking is enabled. Now for this to work, I should have a Git installed in my local. And how do I say that Git is successfully installed or there is no problem? For this, I should say Git version. So, okay, it means Git is properly installed and I have a working version of Git. Now through this, I can actually create a directory. Yeah, I can create a directory wherever I want. Yeah, so in my case, I mostly created directories under, yeah, mostly under, okay, it's saying not able to switch. Interesting. Okay, so let me go to the directory where I have created the sample file, or you can create anywhere you want. Yeah, so it doesn't matter where your folder for Git is, but you have to go to that particular folder, and that's where you should actually expect the Git to work. See, I've gone to that folder. Yeah, in the command prompt, I am there in that folder.
Sir, your screen is not visible, sir.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, now I think I started sharing. So what I'm saying is, I am just opening in the command prompt the directory which I want actually. So I was just showing a few seconds ago. See your copilot, if I just ask you, it is going to give you all the commands. I just ask, okay, commonly used Git commands. It will give me. And this is in your fingertip. Yeah, even in WhatsApp, you can actually use your copilot. At any time you want, you can get these commands. Important thing is you understand the concept. If you don't understand this concept, even you won't be able to remember what command is for what. And in order to have this Git working, I said you should have something called as Git version. In your locally it should be installed, and you can check whether it is there, whether you have Git or not by using Git version. And now I am also make sure that in the terminal, before issuing any commands like Git status and all, I am sitting in the right directory. Yeah, these commands will work only if I am in the you know this particular directory which is git demo. Let's say if I try to use these commands outside, and let's say now git status, it says as not a repository. Yeah, so this folder is not a repository, correct? But which is a repository? Git demo is a repository. Now once this is created as a repo, you should also, okay, let's say you have, okay, now you are not seeing a hidden files, huh? So let me show you, uh, okay, so some of you might have enabled view hidden files. Okay, show more options. Okay, view, no, I don't see it actually. So, so basically you will see one hidden folder here, which is called a .git. What is the folder name? Yeah, it's called .git. I think it comes in folder options. Okay, I've not used recently much. One second, let's see if I can. I mean, that's of least use. I mean, you're not going to do with that folder called .git anything. I am saying if at all that folder is there, don't delete it. Yeah, that is what is Git is using to track all these files. I mean, that is where the Git cache is also there for your repository. Okay, so if at all along with these files, if there is an hidden folder which is called .git, which is created in your direct, I mean, it will be there. If it's a repository, don't delete it and don't even do anything with that. Yeah, just leave that aside. Okay, that is what Git uses actually. Fine. So then we saw how do we create a file. Yeah, let's say if I add a file. Yeah, so let's now add one file called index.html. Yeah, I can also open this repository or project in my VS Code also. Correct. Let's say I would like to work on VS Code. So let me open folder. So I have git demo and select this folder. Okay, select this folder and then now I can even open that repository. You know, what is the purpose of repository? To save the code. Yeah. Here also there is a terminal. There also there is a, I mean, Windows level also there is a terminal. We can use any of them. Both will work the same thing. Yeah. I just made sure that I am not using PS, which is nothing but PowerShell. Okay. I'm using always command prompt. Yeah. This command prompt also the same commands will work. Git minus version. Okay. Git status. Everything will work. Now just to show you the next part. Okay. Just to show you the next part of it. Oh, I think before I showing the next part. So there are two things always. One is a local repo where, yeah, Git is also there locally. So locally is where you generally do, I mean, see this, working directory, staging area, local repository. Yeah. So I'll show you again by adding one more file, and we have different commands from moving from working directory to staging area. So I told you behind the scene, Git maintains these three areas. It's not visible actually. So, but you can. That's how the internally Git works actually. And it is possible to move files from one area to the other area. It's both forward, also backward is also possible. Let's say I have committed something to the local repository, I can get back them to the staging also. There is a command, yeah, git reset. If I use, then the commit will be reset. So we use this word called commit. Very evidently we use this word called commit in Git because when I save something to the Git, yeah, every time there will be a unique, UUID, yeah, or we will say commit hash. It may not be UUID. So we say commit hash gets created. We say commit. Every meaningful save that you make it to the Git repository is called commit. Yeah, and this commit you can go back anytime. Let's say you come back after 1 year. Sir, show me that commit what we did. Yeah, we can check all the commits which are there, who has done, when it was done. I can even go back to the line also saying, okay, which line has been modified by whom. That's the power of Git. And it is very popular tool. Everybody uses. Yeah, be it you go to anything, be it developer, tester, yeah, everyone will use this Git tool. It's not just for developer only. Yeah, whoever is working with source code, they will all start using it. And irrespective of which company you go, yeah, 99%, I would say 90% of the company they use Git only. And this tool you should be knowing. And once you go there, nobody will tell you all these basic things. They'll say, no, you should do it on your own. Fine. So local repository is not safe always. Yeah. So keeping things local is okay if at all, let's say I'm doing alone. Yeah. But even for safety and also for sharing with others, yeah, and for collaboration. The reason we use Git is like, mainly to, I mean, GitHub is for collaboration. I can have others actually contribute to the same repo. Now, so Nagashi shared a repo, she created a repo, and I can ask others to even contribute. They can also work along with me in the same project, and that's how the GitHub is actually designed. Yeah, so that's how the GitHub is designed. And what is the reason for GitHub? I've told you earlier there are a lot of options. You know, other than GitHub, GitHub is one of again simple and most commonly used tool. Yeah, and you know that okay, these two are different. So now quickly what I will do, I said we will have one index.html page. We will also host that particular website. I'll give you a URL so that you all can actually share it. So similar to that, you can also host your website, yeah, or link. But I think the option will differ because I'm already doing it. So you are doing it for the first time. Okay, there will be slight change. Yeah, I'll tell you which steps are going to differ. Okay, I'll create a file called index.html. I'll say I'll have a basic HTML template. Yeah. So with all this boilerplate code. Yeah. Now here I'm going to not do much of it. Okay. I'm not going to teach you now more of HTML. Okay. So welcome to okay web development. Okay. So I'll add maybe a paragraph. So this page is to yeah, this is a sample page. I'll write a simple text. This is a sample page to show that yeah, to learn the hosting. That's all. So I've created an HTML page. Now this HTML page is what I should see working. I should be able to get a link. What I mean by hosting, I should be able to get a link so that I can share it with others. So tomorrow the same HTML page can be my portfolio website. Yeah, I can share my resume or I can put my resume and projects and I can build my profile as a website actually rather than putting in somewhere like in a PDF or sharing some LinkedIn. I can also people will share their own website actually. Yeah. So I would like to host it in that website. This is what I want to see it. Now I'll show you what it takes to host a simple file like this. Okay. So again, so this is a very new file. So if I say git status, it says this is not a tracked. This is an untracked file. So in Git, everything has to be tracked means you have to use this command called git add dot, file name dot html. Git add index.html. If you want to add multiple files, you can use what is called even git add dot also. If you want to add a specific directory, you can even mention the directory. That's how the command. So all that syntax, I think you don't worry. So to just try to understand the process. Yeah, the flow. So we have added it. How do I check if it is added or not? Now it should shows green because this file is in now moved from working directory. It was in working directory to a staging area. It is staged now. So why did we stage? We are staging it for committing it to the repository. So we will add a comment. Okay, the command is git commit -m with a message. Okay, adding index.html. That's a message. So this message, what we give is something later I should understand what is the reason or what is the purpose of this commit. It's not like always you have to say adding index.html. Okay. Now uh, added first page to demonstrate hosting. Yeah. So with this meaningful message, I'm going to understand why I'm saving this. Why I'm saving this to Git. Fine. Now you see one file changed. 12 insertion, which means 12 lines are added. Yeah. And now we can see that okay we can see that there is one commit. See, your branch is ahead of origin. You see the line? Always you try to use this git status command. That will tell you what you should do next, which command you should try next, or which operation you should try next. Git will always give you that kind of clue for you. So your branch is ahead by one commit, which means in your local you have one commit. So you better do a push. That's what it is telling. Which means your sync now is not done actually. Okay, so there is one commit here, one commit which is there in your local, but now you can actually push that to remote. Fine. Now with the help of now, since first time we did have few commands like adding origin and all that, that is not required always because they will be existing. They won't go anywhere. Yeah. So only first time you will have a different commands, but there onwards it is very simple command git push. I say git push. Now what? Now it says there is another commit which has actually sent, it has happened here. Shall I see the commits? Yeah, I can even see the commits. It says 1 minute ago. What I did, I have done 12 lines added. What was the comment? Added first page to demonstrate hosting. Fine. So with this, quickly what I'll do, I will now need a Netlify account. What account? So Netlify is one of the you know hosting provider. Okay, you see, push your ideas to the web. Deploy any modern front-end stack from marketing sites to AI apps and join millions of developers and teams shipping faster on Netlify. So basically, it's a website where you can actually mainly host front end. Yeah, this you remember. But there will be different options for you know front end or back end. Yeah, all that will be there. Okay, fine. So now I already have an account, so I'll just log in. But you all need to create an account here. You all need to create an account, and now see, I'm so I'm actually on the Netlify homepage. Now what I will say, I need to I need to work with a new site. I need to create a new website now. How? Yeah. So you have a button here, import an existing project. From where? See, this is what I told you. These are the different hubs, Git based, yeah, repository thing. Yeah, even Azure DevOps is also one thing. So I'll say GitHub. From GitHub, I would like to import some project. It will ask me the username and password for GitHub also. See, these are the repositories which is already showing. I've tried hosting earlier, correct? So you see all this repository which I have hosted. Yeah. So last 2 3 years also, it is there. It is kept. Now, what I'll do, there is an option called configure. Yeah. So in configure, now I am saying I need to link a new repository for this. So it's asking me, okay, login. Just like yeah, it's a extra authentication, the MFA authentication. It's asking. So let me clear this authentication code, and then it will allow me to link this new repository. See, now we have a repository which is created. What is the repository? It's called git demo. Yeah, see. So what I'm doing, so Netlify, I'm linking the new repository which I created. And this is what I said, the options will be bit different for you if you're doing for the first time. Yeah. So maybe when I get time, I think I'll again tell you like, okay, I can even walk through with one of you to host on your side. But now let's understand the procedure, how simple it is. Okay, that's all it is. Now what I did, I imported a project. See, now you see it says, I did not say it is HTML. Git already site understood that it's purely HTML project. Okay, so what? So so what? Now I am saying simply one button. Okay, there is nothing you have to change actually. Deploy to git demo. Yeah, deploy this to git demo. Okay, let's see if it works. Yeah, it takes few seconds. Okay, so you see there is already a build which is deploying. I was telling you continuous integration and continuous deployment, correct? So this is that step. You see now continuous integration is happening. So there is a building step, there is a deployment stuff. Yeah, So there's an initialization. Okay, it has taken files a.text, b.text, index.html. All files are there. See, build is completed. Yeah, the deployment is completed. Yeah, so it will have some additional steps like this. That's also fine. Okay, deploy file browser. So basically, it is actually deploying. These are the files it is telling. Okay, yeah, these are the files it is deploying to the website. Now the website is also done, ready. I can open that particular website. Do you see the URL of the website? Yeah, do you all see the URL? Okay, I can share it in your chat also. Whoever is in mobile, you can try seeing it, try opening it. So you will see the page which I have created actually. Yeah, so this is a website URL, and this URL will be existing. You come even after, like, as long as your Netlify account is there. So this website you can share. Yeah, so usually website has, this domain part. Okay, you will have to buy a domain usually in standard. Okay, so here what is actually we are getting? We are getting a part of a subdomain. What is it? We are actually hosting this part of subdomain. So Netlify, we say it's a main domain. So under which you can host any number of subdomains. See this part. Now it is giving me some random name. I want to change. Yes, it will give me an option to change. Yeah, I'll show you. It will give me an option to change. I can rename this website URL. For example, here you see site configuration is there. Yeah, you need to just, it takes some time to bit of understand what option is where, but it's a very simple thing. Change the site name. I don't want this singular Faludun. Yeah, I don't like that. Correct. My first okay web site. I'll put today's date 2025 just to make it is uniquely available. Yeah, somebody might have created already. My first website you would have created. Once it is created under Netlify, this domain, this subdomain is taken. It is not available. Let's see if it works. See, somebody has already taken. That's why just to make it unique, I am putting 2025. So thinking nobody has created in 25 with this name. Say it says works. So now my site URL became my first website 2025, not the one which I shared you earlier. That has gone. Yeah. Okay. Not the earlier one which I shared. Now it's a new URL which you got. So in simple, yeah. So hosting generally involves like, using this tool, or hosting, especially front end, is this much simple. Yeah, you just have to link, and you say build and deploy. Yeah, it already knows the ready template will be there with this particular, especially with Netlify. It is so simple. It does these three steps. Yeah, for this website. Now, if you remember, we did even executing unit test. We said there is end-to-end test. So if at all you add unit test and component test, yeah, the other steps, then they will become part of this. Yeah, they will become additional steps in this. Right now it is showing only this. Okay, yeah, it is showing, okay, these are the steps which is actually executed. Yeah, in the build you will be able to see, okay, it did some build. Now in our case, since it is a pure static website, there is nothing actually which will actually, it has to build. Let me show you a few minutes ago, I think hours ago, I built one React website, just like what we did the user management one. Yeah, so let me show you the steps that particular website has, or what all configuration, or sorry, what are the, how does the deployment looks like. Okay, so deployment summary, deployment log. Yeah, again you got initialization step. You see, it is basically taking the code from GitHub and then build. Yeah, it is, see, see, it has built, it has executed this command. Okay, not in mute. Sorry, who is that? Yeah, stop. Can you mute yourself? Who was that actually is not in mute?
Yeah, that is
Okay.
Utej. I muted your himself. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Sure. Okay, thank you. So you see now, I was just telling you like, okay, what all goes. Okay, you can understand. Don't expect that things will always pass. So you will have to come and see that, okay, in your log everything is fine. Yeah, we will usually have issues. Not everything is like all go green. Yeah, green green. No, as a developer, as an engineer, you will face challenges. Yeah, this is all a happy flow that, okay, things are working. You see, now at the end it is telling this is what I'm going to put it in the host, and for that also I've created one URL. Yeah, so I'll show you. Maybe I can even show the uh, website, like how does it look like. Yeah, so we have created one website like this. That website has, yeah, a login page where the people wants to log in. I also want to have a sign up, so there people can sign up. So you see, now everything is hosted under Netlify. Yeah, a user, I mean, during my development, I can use this. So just to tell you in general, for example, let's say you are a college website, some .com, right? So they will not usually have what is called as, okay. So this subdomain and all. So usually they'll have a full domain. For example, yeah, Amazon.com or Amazon.in, right? So we don't see, there is a subdomain being used. So let's say, if you're asking me, sir, how do I have one like this? Okay, so for this, what we need is we need to register this with some registry. There is something called as registry, website registry. You need to use those website registry for registering this name. It is as simple as, yeah. So you have to register uh, the saying that, okay, I would like to have some domain like this. You might have seen this ad, very common. Not, yeah, GoDaddy. You would have seen this, or you would have at least heard this word. Yeah. So this is a registry. Yeah, there are so many registers where you can put your registration. It's as simple as you are constructing a house. How will you start? First thing is you'll have to start with a site. How do you start with a site? You have to register somewhere. Once you register, things are done. Then you can start building. So then your website will be done. So in that site, now you are going to put a website. Yeah, somewhat similar concept. Yeah. So if at all you have to build a website, and let's say you think in your upcoming days or months you have a project and you want to build something. So this is all a typical process. Just to give you a high level overview. Yeah, you can always come back to me. Let's say if you have specific requirement and you want to discuss in detail more on this. Now I'll show you another interesting with this, with this connect with Netlify. Let's say you did some index.html, sir. This is all not fine. Okay. Uh, I would like to add something. I would like to change now. How does the process will look like now? Yeah. So get started. Okay. I'll just put a button called Let's Get Started. Now what happened? Now there is one small change. This is an update. Okay. Now, how do I host this website? Or how do I do this? Now, again says this is modified. It doesn't say it is untracked. It says modified, which is in the working directory. So again, you say git add index.html. Then you say git status. Okay, now this file is in staging area. I have to commit this file. What is the message? Added get started button or getting started button. Fine. Now what? I have to push. You see, this is all is a typical workflow once you set up your Git repository. I mean, first time you created, you have done everything, adding a file, then committing that thing into the Git, and then doing a Git push to make sure that my local changes are in sync with remote, right? So now the interesting thing, why I'm showing this one small change is, I'll just reload this. Yeah, just give me a few seconds. You see that I got the button. How did I only pushed to the GitHub, correct? But you see the website domain is updated and now I'm able to see this content here. So the way this works is once you link your website for hosting with Netlify, Netlify will be watching. Okay, if there is any change which is coming, yeah, automatically, Git will, I mean, it will notify the Netlify. And you see, a few seconds ago, again it was rebuilt. Yeah, just few seconds ago only. Yeah, maybe a minute you can take. So as and when I post, Netlify will get ready and it will update. It will make sure that okay your content is there. Okay, this is a old one which didn't work and this is where it is. Now you can continue like this. Okay, so as this is how you can actually put any website. Yeah, any especially any front end application you can actually host. Now the steps are actually bit different if it is a backend. Yeah, a bit different only in terms of yeah. So only in terms of like server. Okay, this is a static website. So static websites need a different kind of server for a backend application. Let's say Python now. Yeah, I think we will do a build. Yeah, we want to copy the RAID files. Yeah, Python needs a specific server where we want to host the files. Yeah, but the typical flow is same. What exactly happens? CI/CD, yeah, flow using Git is same. Yeah, so this particular procedure, the is same. For Python, we might need an extra step here, which is to build that particular project, we might have something testing using Python. It might be a different commands. Okay, so with this, I think I will say, yeah, I've done explaining this as I've told you earlier. Yeah, we will host it. We will have, yeah, CI/CD. So we can even have a dev or testing and different environments. Yeah. So I feel now with this, now you are familiar kind of why we use Git and what is the role of Git. Yeah. Uh, Also, don't forget, I told you GitHub is abundant, okay, abundant, very rich repository, very rich. Yeah, yesterday I showed you about React projects. Now I'll show you Python projects. Let's say I just want to ask, you will get, again, you see, almost the same number of repositories, and people have hosted, people have kept public. These are again projects, okay. I would like to get Python resources. I'm just trying to show you the content which is there in GitHub, and it is freely available for you. I'm not saying the Python resource. Let's say I would like to learn Python from scratch. There are resources here. There are resource Python learning resource. Somebody has saved. Somebody had made a note of it actually. Okay, general topics for beginner Python tutorial. They've given links. Yeah, they've listed all the links whatever they want. And I've seen especially students will actually make their own website. They will keep all the related things. For example, now Nagashri has done, so she will create one folder, one repository for Python related resource, one for JavaScript, one for React, one for database. So she can make a notes also. Yeah, along with the project, you can use this the GitHub for variety of other purpose. Okay, so I think with this, maybe I'll pause for now. Yeah, so yeah, hope you got yeah, some idea of what exactly is DevOps. And don't forget, okay, so this DevOps course is actually not for a beginner. I told you, yeah, it needs a lot of things. I know, I mean, if it is simple, I mean, people can pick up, but always not preferred. Okay, even for a job role, it is not preferred for a beginner. Maybe Reddy, you can also add in what is your experience at least. In my view, I think
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that is there.